Halloween is canceled. Done. Pack your bags, America. We're done. That and more.
You're listening to the Paul Procise Podcast.
And now Paul Procise.
Guys, my name is Paul Procise. If you haven't seen me before, welcome on in. Find me on YouTube. Find me on podcasts. No matter where you hear the podcast, you can find me on podcast. You can find me everywhere. I'm doing a series of videos. I'm throwing these out as quickly as I can. Just grabbing headlines, going to discuss a few things and then move on. And then we're going to try to do long form podcasting and bring in more guests and that kind of stuff. So I'm not changing what I'm doing or my approach, but I'm changing maybe how long things are and how many things I can push out. And see if I can get more of these videos out there for you and really address more of the topics as they come in. So this came out today, I believe it was, that canceled. Everything's canceled. Now they've got to cancel Halloween. When is Halloween? Now today is September 9th. So in 40 some days, they're projecting that things are not going to get any better. And Los Angeles, you are in a communist utopia. It's here. Don't pack your bags because you have it so good. And the novel coronavirus, COVID-19, Los Angeles County Department of Public Health guidance for celebrating Halloween. Just don't do it. That's basically what this whole PDF says. As fall approaches, families start to plan for the upcoming holiday season, beginning with Halloween. Since some of the traditional ways in which this holiday is celebrated does not allow you to minimize contact with non-household members, it's important to plan early and identify safer alternatives. The Los Angeles County Department of Public Health would like to share information on how to start this holiday in a manner that reduces your risk of developing COVID-19. Since some of the traditional ways with which this holiday is celebrated are not permitted this year, consider some safer alternatives. So you are not allowed to go door to door because the evil bug, the terrible virus, is going to get you. We used to worry about razors and things and, medical marijuana is going to get passed as candy. Now our evil neighbor, he's going to pass on the coronavirus. Come on. Not permitted. Door-to-door trick-or-treating is not allowed because it can be very difficult to maintain proper social distancing on porches and on front doors, especially in neighborhoods that are popular with trick-or-treaters. You nasty trick-or-treaters, you evil children, you're the ones that are passing COVID around. Trunk-or-treating. You're not allowed to trunk-or-treat. We see that very popular with schools, and we see that extremely popular with a lot of churches. Not allowed. Bad. You guys are evil. Trunk-or-treating events where children go from car to car instead of door to door to receive treats are also not allowed. Gatherings or parties with non-household members are not permitted, even if they're, and don't you forget that we will shut off your water and electricity if you violate our orders. Welcome to Communist Utopia. Carnivals and festivals and live entertainment and haunted house attractions are not allowed. Welcome to Communist Utopia. What is permitted? What Big Brother is allowing you to do? Online parties and contests. Woohoo! Sounds terrible. Car parades. Ooh. Oh, this is just wonderful. I love my communist utopia. This is the best. Drive-by events or contests where individuals dress up or decorate their vehicles and drive by judges. Who would want to judge that? As long as you're social distance, you can be a judge, but you can't have candy from somebody. Judges that are appropriately physically distanced. Drive-through events but drive-throughs aren't allowed in the communist utopia, but they're allowed to have a drive-through. The drive-through events where individuals remain in their vehicles and drive through an area with Halloween displays. Driving events. So apparently you're only allowed to be in your car. What the heck is going on? Oh, you're drunk, LA. Go home. My gosh. Driving events where individuals can retrieve a treat bag loaded to commercially packaged, non-perishable treats or takeaway item from an organizer while the participants remain in their vehicle. The absurdity of that thought. Just take a second. Just think about. You can't have places open for business. You can't do any of these things, but you can drive through. Now, every one of those people in that restaurant are touching your food. Now, they're probably doing it properly, perfectly safe, perfectly safely with gloves and masks and all that kind of stuff. But you're still driving through and you're being handed perishable food, but you can't have perishable food if you're going to celebrate Halloween. What the heck? Halloween movie nights at drive-in theaters must comply. Now they've been shut down, but now they're saying must comply with health and movie drive-in theater guidance. Halloween-themed meals at outdoor restaurants must comply with the restaurant protocol. Halloween-themed or art installations at an outdoor museum must comply. Do this, you must comply. Resistance is futile. I mean, LA is the Borg. You guys are living in the modern day Borg. Resistance is futile. Resist or be fined or thrown in jail. What the heck is going on? Dressing up homes and yards with Halloween themed decorations, but don't touch anything because you can pass on the corona. Wear a cloth face covering when outside your home and around others that are not part of your household. Cloth face coverings don't do anything except for virtue signal. Gosh, you've got to wear the really good masks, the N95s, all that bull crap. Cloth face coverings do nothing but just send a virtue. Woo! I created a mask that said Karen repellent and placebo. Didn't go over too well. Still funny though. Avoid confined spaces. Actively stay away from indoor spaces that don't allow for easy distancing at least 6 feet between you and others. Oh my gosh. Avoid contact. Wash and sanitize. Clean frequently. But if all the candy's in wrappers, can't you just wash the wrappers and you'd be perfectly safe? If you are sick, stay home, blah, blah, blah. My gosh, people. And you're really falling for this hook, line, and sinker, aren't you, out LA? Meanwhile, the rest of the country is saying, hey, maybe we don't pass out candy individually, but there's ways that we can do this safely, so let's think about this. Guys, this is just getting to the point of being really, really absurd. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. It's past the point of being really, really absurd. I don't know how any business or anybody stays in LA. I don't get it. I don't see how, or New York, or any of these extraordinarily draconian, lawless areas. And it's lawless because they don't really have the authority to make these mandates like this. And this, some of the places they do, I guess, because they've given over their constitutional rights and said, you can just do this. Please hurt us. Please do whatever we want. Shutting down churches and targeting churches now, apparently. If you're not perfectly in alignment with the left and they're woke, then they're going to come after you. And some churches are being fined to death. It's crazy. I mean, gosh, what is going on? And I guarantee you there's going to be some churches out in Cali that are going to defy orders. They're going to do their trunk or treats and say, come find us. Come shut us down. Do your worst. I can see it happening. I don't necessarily think that's a good thing. but I think people have had enough. We see that pop up a lot of the stuff, the churches that are all gathering together on the beach and they're all doing worship all together. We're seeing more and more of that kind of stuff. Some churches are innovative, and they just went to Walmart where they were allowed to be, and they held a church service right in the middle of Walmart. I mean, how are you allowed to open or be open at Walmart, but you're not allowed to open a church in some of these places? Now, our church is open, but you have to have certain limits, and you have to reserve your spot if you have a kid. And oh my gosh, it's exhausting. All of this crap. And frankly, and honestly, here's the real thing. Here's where I think that they're being effective. It makes me not even want to be a part of that church or any church for that matter, because I can't go and be a part of it. What's the point of being a part of any church if I'm not going to get to be able to be a part of a community and be together with people? And I didn't really know a whole lot of people, like just because of circumstances and stuff. I didn't really already know a lot of people at that church. So meeting together face to face with people that I don't know is awkward and weird, and is not what churches are supposed to be designed, how they're supposed to be designed. And I think that's the point from the far left. They're shutting these things. They're removing your ability to have real community, real engagement with other humans. And I think that's where they're becoming very, very successful. The left has told you that Black Lives Matter on their own website, they're trying to hurt the family, hurt the church. They want to dismantle all of these things. And then in the last few days, we've actually seen people talking about the leaders of this movement, the Marxist trained leaders of this are talking about how they are invoking spirits and worshiping things. Look it up. It's there. It's really creepy, really freaky. You can't have your religion, but I'm going to bring in my own weird voodoo religion. I'm going to invoke the spirits of the dead and communicate with them and laugh with them. Ugh. But Christianity's not okay. Urgh. You guys shut your places down. Gosh, this stuff is just crazy. And it's just getting weirder and weirder and weirder. I don't get it. I don't get how we keep going along with this. I don't get how you guys can, out in LA, they can say, and really, we're probably like in Colorado area, Denver area, we're probably going to see a lot of these restrictions. The county that I live in an unincorporated county, so they don't really, I don't think they'll crack down on any of that kind of stuff. But in the cities, some of the bigger cities around the metro area, you're going to see crackdowns. I don't know. It's crazy times. And so I think that we need to start challenging these mandates and saying, this is too far. They're putting out these orders for something that's a month and a half away. Why? If we were only supposed to do this for 15 days, why are we still shut down? If the whole point of us shutting down was to just bring down the curve. I don't know. Guys, my name's Paul. I'll see you guys later.